The Ash, Lutzi and Susie O'Neill podcast.
Monday podcast. Yeah, good intro.
We've got some good inserts, outserts, experts today. All the above.
Excerpts?
Yeah, that'll do.
Excerpts from?
Just people. Are they different podcasts? Are they in this podcast?
Separate, but yeah.
Premier.
This will come out after.
Yvonne Sampson.
I love Vonnie.
Didn't Yvonne Sampson just have the most magnificent voice?
So
It's very calming.
authoritative and confident.
Like I was just in the mood to listen to her
calming.
today when she was going on.
Because when you say authoritative and confident, I think Hitler.
Oh, right.
And she brings across a much different vibe.
Distancing.
Distancing.
No,
She's
no.
definitely distancing.
That was the wrong
herself.
adjective.
She actually texted me saying, "Hey, Lutz, can you just make sure you distance me from Hitler?"
Oh,
Important.
what else would you add to it then? Velvety. If I say authoritative, confident,
I said
velvety.
calming.
Calming.
I'd like, oh, hey.
Well, you're not talking
that's
about
fine.
Adolf anymore.
Well, he wasn't calming.
No,
Oh.
His dog liked him.
so they say.
We had a girlfriend. Remember?
Yeah, Eva Braun. She liked him. You know, she of her own free will came to his bunker at the very end. He didn't want her to come there, but she came there.
And
Then they took the pill, cyanide pill.
oh, she did as well.
And then
Oh, yeah, that
he shot himself in the head.
Did he?
But it was more ladylike to take the pill, the cyanide pill.
Oh, I didn't realise he actually shot himself, to be honest.
That's what they say. They think he might have taken the pill first, but then shot himself.
gives everyone else the pill. Goes, don't worry. When I see that it's worked for you,
Yeah.
I promise.
Yeah.
I know there's only 3, and I've given it to you 3.
Yeah.
I promise I'm going to use this.
Yeah. What do you reckon really happened?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I had to think.
I don't mark it though. I've been to Berlin, done the little walk around, and we got to a
Really?
point like in the middle of nowhere.
What, the bunker?
Or this bloke said, "Hey, down below." He said, "That's where the bunker is."
I've heard this.
He said, "But if you look around, he was a French guy." He said he came to Germany. He was going to stay there for 6 months. He's been there at that point for 3 years. Best tour I've ever had anywhere in the world. Any
that
city I've
right?
ever been to. It was amazing. I would love to go back to
I
Berlin.
must admit,
It is-
I would love to see that.
yeah, it's incredible. And he said, but they don't make a big
tours.
deal out of it. He said, like they try to distance themselves. It's an embarrassing
I bet
part
they
of their
do.
history. He said, but there's not even a plaque to go, hey, this is the spot 6
But
levels
it's-
down.
but it's there.
He said, but this is where it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
I saw on a tour I did over there in the house where Hitler lived in World War One.
Oh, wow.
Was he a kid then? Or was
No, he was a
adult?
blah blah blah. He was in the army or
What,
something.
20-year-old or something?
Yeah, yeah.
he? Jeez.
It was just some nondescript house out in the middle of nowhere, actually. And then they show an actual picture of him, like walking from the house. It hasn't changed. in all
Yeah,
that
right.
time.
I love that on my Facebook. I think it started off, I followed one, and now it's become part of my algorithm where they show pictures of a street. With
Yeah.
like, there'll be like sometimes there's like dead soldiers on it and like other soldiers, and then they show it now, and it's exactly the same. But it's like so weird. You think it like that's where soldiers were,
happened.
and
Yeah.
you know, blah blah
I
blah.
was just thinking this, just think
Fascinating
when
stuff.
you're talking about the First and Second World War, there's not much time between it, is it? It would be like the 1990s had a war, and then we're having a war
2010.
now.
Yeah.
Less than that.
30
yeah, less
years?
than. Yeah. Well, what, 19...
20 years.
17?
20 years.
And then...
Wasn't it 40s?
Oh,
39
well,
and it started.
yeah, 39. America got dragged in 41.
22
so
years.
close.
Yeah.
Pearl Harbor,
Yeah.
Would
It
have
was like
felt like it
90s,
just
2010.
would have felt like it just finished, and then all of a sudden, we're having another one.
Well, if we win one now, it's like 2000. Like,
Yeah.
you think of that. So literally, when you
Yes,
think
it
the
is.
2000 Olympics, then we're in another world war again now.
And didn't it feel? When did World War II stop? Was it 45?
45, yeah.
So, like, didn't it feel like when you were a kid growing up that it was like that was like you could have told me
Ancient history.
in my small head that
Ancient
it was
history,
that
yeah.
it was 400 years ago.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
that's basically what
Exactly.
what I thought it must have been like. But meanwhile, it was only like 27 years or something. Like it
What, from
wasn't
the
that
war?
long from when
it finished
from
when we were
when
born.
a world war stopped to when we were all born.
Yeah,
Theoretically
yeah.
speaking.
Yeah, that's
it's not,
weird.
Not that long.
It's like the 90s
Actually,
to now
yeah.
kind of vibe. Or something like that. That's pretty crazy when you think about that.
Yeah.
Time.
God.
Who are you voting for in the US election?
I tell you what, there's some good punting options on there. I mean, you,
Is
What's
there?
going on
there's
now?
one, I thought it would be like $1. There's, will we know a result on election day, like the night of, an election night? Will we have a result? It's like, of course they won't. They've got I mean, not everyone, not all the 360 whatever million people are going to vote, but they haven't got a result on day one. But that was paying at least a little bit. But you can, what colour tie they're going to wear. Will they mention a certain word in their speech?
Well,
And,
Trump will be red. What's he paying for? A red
yeah,
tie?
I'll go through and have a look at the tie ones. But he was as
He's
far
got
as
to be paying. No, who are you betting with out there?
this is me having a
Bit
look
of
at
fun, isn't
this
it?
was just Ned's I was having a look at the other day, so I was skimming through looking
I'm
at
on
see.
Sportsbet looking at some.
Let's go to novelty. No,
They
no,
haven't got fun ones here that I can see. We've
Okay,
got Trump's at
politics.
$1.72, which is when I
favourite.
checked last week, it was $1.58,
US elections.
Really? So Trump is the outright favourite. What's Kamala at?
$2.10. Mine are just electoral
Jeez.
college handicap stuff. It's like
So
not-
Trump's probably going to
Okay.
win.
What colour tie will Donald Trump wear during his election night speech? Red or red or white is $1.25, which is absolute given, surely. The blue, which he's not gonna wear, 'cause
$1.25.
that's
Yeah, he's
the-
not going to wear blue.
No,
so
not-
$1.25.
Yep, and then it goes up to $4. Black or black and white, 10. Any other colour, $10. No tie, $12. As if he's not wearing no
I
tie,
wonder,
but
wonder if I could get a multi going where I could put the red tie into Buckaroo in the cup.
yep.
What I'd get for that.
That's what I thought. What an interesting week you could have on the punt multi, like Melbourne Cup into the US election, into the Pacific Championships on the weekend.
Oh, wow, what a
something.
mixture.
Yeah.
Would someone do that?
Yeah. I think you're sitting with a few of them in this room.
Oh, right.
I wanted to have a look.
Just before the Noosa try, I was with a guy and he was going, let's do a trifecta, box trifecta. I was heading down to the, I think, Legends race, and I'm like, no, because I just wanted to go and I knew I was going to be late. I hate being late. Anyway, so we waited for ages. It was quite interesting. You put a box 3 in so they could come first, second or third. And what happens at the beginning of it, that Jamie, what's her name?
Carr.
Jamie Carr, who was all over the media all day with is she a really famous jockey? She had a
Yeah.
bad accident.
Yeah, she's really good.
She was going into the horse stall and the horse reared back and
Oh, he broke a face.
Broke a
face.
Nose, yeah.
and she couldn't compete. And she was one of the ones in the boxed trifecta.
No, didn't she end up winning? Cause
She did end up.
Billy Slater did an
interviewed her.
interview with her.
She did end up winning a different race.
Oh, right.
But she had to withdraw that race, and the horse had to withdraw because she had a blood nose. I thought, wouldn't you be spewing if you were the owners?
Did you hear, like Billy apparently when he interviewed us said, you got a broken nose, but that's a hell of a way to get one, winning a Group 1. And she said, yeah, you know what, the owner said to her, you know what fixes broken noses? Champagne.
yeah, that was cool. Billy was real good in that role, by the way, I thought, from what I hear.
He'd be
I
Really?
didn't see, I saw that he got unbelievable reviews.
I saw he looked good.
Yeah.
Wonder if just watching him do that would make him sound, like he's got that jockey twang about
Yeah.
him because he's grown up around horses. I wondered whether watching him maybe riding a horse, interviewing someone while he's going along, like they do at the end of the Melbourne Cup, or just interviewing a jockey would make him, like you're looking at it and that affects how you hear his voice. Like I
Oh,
could just hear him doing that. Like it would almost suit him doing that more than it would be, doing sideline for the NRL.
footy.
And he's great doing that. So
He'll probably have that job for life.
yeah,
now.
The jockey
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so he looked. I saw him interview just before it on the desk, and he just looked like it was a beautiful suit. I was like, oh, he's got to get changed. We didn't really get changed. He kept the beautiful suit on the top.
It was like he was a really elegant polo player.
Yeah, was it
wasn't
tails
Like
even?
He had that.
And
yeah.
he's just put jodhpurs on.
yeah.
Was it top and tails? He looked very elegant.
Yeah.
Is that what
He
you
looked
said?
like a polo
He
player.
looked
like, yeah.
excellent.
He looked hot.
He looked hot.
He does, doesn't
He looked so good. Actually, how
No
old
wonder
was he?
that poor old bloke that's been doing it all these years. Now going, I'm
This bloke,
They're never asking me back.
this beautiful salt and
yes.
pepper looking young early
His
40s
hair
bloke,
looks
Billy
good, doesn't
Slater.
it? Is he only early 40s?
Oh, but he's got that. I think he looks good, like with the grey sort of sideburn area. It's beautiful, like head of hair. He's looking immaculate.
Yeah,
Good on you, Bill.
Bit of salt and pepper.
Ash, when did you?
Easily the hottest Origin coach.
Oh yes.
Oh, by a
Jeez,
million
by
miles.
Yeah.
trillion miles.
I can't even think it's second.
Well, Graham Lowe probably.
Graham Lowe,
Coached them briefly, but Billy easily the hottest.
What about the king? You left the king out.
He didn't coach, did he?
I will
The-
never sexualise that man.
Thank you.
Never say never.
No, I've tried.
My, how I've tried. Oh my God, and I tried.
What
Yeah.
age was who did you first coach?
I was
Your
14.
three boys. Of your three boys,
told you
who
that.
was
Stop.
I haven't asked them. How the bloody hell? No.
no?
What is it?
How old when you first coached one of your boys? How old were they? Like, what age were you? Was your boy?
Oh, under fives.
Under fives.
Yeah.
Okay, got in early.
Yeah.
I had my first taste of it on the weekend.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
what was so? Gout was
gosh.
running in what? Like the schools? What was it? The
Queensland all schools.
Queensland All Schools. Well, Mikey was playing the All Schools touch football
Same.
competition, which I thought it was down at Cleveland, 12 minutes from my house, and we got the Cleveland touch fields, which I was playing there from, when I was like 10 years old, and I just thought it was like our local schools. My kid goes to a school local, it's all the Redlands. No, there
was it Cleveland?
70-something schools, 250 teams.
I think Al Stevenson's kid was playing.
Yeah, right. It was massive. I cannot imagine how many thousand people were down there all weekend. His first game, we had to pull him out of school early on Friday to go down and play. He had 3 games Friday, 2 on Saturday, and then if they, depending on results, might have played Sunday.
Then it became knockout, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How good.
And, it was great, and he was so excited about it because he doesn't play rugby, loves his soccer, but really wants to play rugby league, even though he's, very tall, lanky frame, and I'm his father. So it's not looking good for him. I've always joked that I'm a carrier of football skills. I'm not that confident about that anymore. Just looking at maybe by son number 3.
It can happen. It can skip a generation.
It can. It definitely didn't get me. So I'm hoping it skipped. But he was so excited about this touch footy, and I'm out. And they haven't trained. I think they trained the A team. He's in the B team, and they trained the A team. They had a coach on there, but the B team were just like, show up and hopefully one of yous bring a footy and you'll be fine. And they played game 1. They get beaten, and I've never looked at the field and went, what are they doing? I'm just sitting back and watching game 1, and I was getting so pissed off. I'm like, what are they? Like, they're 12. It's different if they're under 6s, and where the dummy half picks it up, looks to someone, finds a stationary player, gives them the ball.
They need a bit of structure.
Yeah, and they weren't doing. They weren't moving. They were like on their own line. And so Sue's, they've got the entire field to make up. And, they're sidestepping, they're running at one side of the field, turning around one of the others. They're not going forward. And I'm just what are they doing? What are they doing? And, the wing, coming in off his wing in defence, leaving gaps open. And I'm getting so frustrated. I'm like, they've got to go to this. Game 2, do the same thing.
Oh.
And one of the other parents said, you should get up and say something. I'm like, no. I'm just going to say it from back here if that's all right.
Imagine trying to get you to do it.
Well, they threw, and I went up to them at the start, and they were getting into it. Half time of game number 2, one of the other mums got up and said, this is disgusting.
To the players?
Yeah, they're like, you are so negative on each other because they do
You're
something
a
stupid on the
disgrace.
field. Like, what are you doing, you idiot? You effing this. And like people yelling on the field, just screaming at each other. Like, no
Nasty.
cohesion, no team stuff. And then I've went in there, and I think one stage just said, you went in there like Ted Lasso. I've just went in, boys, we're cutting out the negativity. We're supporting each other. I said, wingers, your job. You mark up, you call out who you've got. You look at your centre in, you call him. That's your job. Wing inside. I said, offensively, we're doing this, blah, blah, blah. They go out there and they win 7-1. So then come Saturday,
nice
everyone's
story.
like,
Supercoach.
we're looking to you. Mitch, get out there and repeat your activity. And I said to James, all right, what you want to find? You guys aren't making any ground, okay? So what you want to do, touch footy, it's fast. I said, you play the ball, dummy half picks it up. You pass it, you've already got someone on the fly, they catch a flat ball, they just run. I said, then you go up, dummy half picks it up again. You're just doing that triangle. Just target the same defender in the middle. You're
Okay,
making
so
ground.
you're doing
You just sort of go up, make this sort of triangular attack in touch footy. First 3 rucks, I said, James, that's what I want to see. The first 3 rucks of every set of 6, bang, bang, bang. Then you can do your fancy stuff, mate. None of this sidestep crap back in the... Okay.
I support that. Check
Yep.
off your KPIs.
Yep, do that. Then we
Earn
can
the right.
do the basics, and then we can build from there. Now, they went out there. Of course, I think maybe he did 1 ruck in 1 set for the entire game. And after that, and then he came up to me at the end of game 1, he goes, yeah, Dad, I just, cracks open his bottle of water. It's not working for us. I said,
You know what to do.
and I'm like, I don't care about any of that sort of stuff. I wanted to win, but once the game was over, couldn't care less that I didn't have that clearly competitive streak in me. And I'm like, oh, buddy, no, it does. You didn't do it. No, we did. I said, you know how I know that it works? Because the other team did, and they smashed you. And then they went out there and said, I was running drills. I was in defence ahead of game 2. So this is potentially our last game. We've won 1 of 4 games. Game number 5.
funny.
You want a spot in the knockouts tomorrow? Let's go out. And they got beaten 6-0. They didn't score a try. It was the only game they didn't actually score a try. And then yesterday, we're making him do the gardening, and he was getting fired up because he's not helping. And blah, 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 blah. And I'm trying to relate it back to like
press reports come out saying
Yep.
that you've lost the room.
it would have been.
You've lost the dressing
That's the
shed.
team.
It would have been that press conference where the actual captain doesn't show up and they stick someone else out there because he's disagreed with the coach. And James, I said, look, I'm trying to relay it back to footy so that you can understand the analogy. And he said, well, we did what you asked us to do, and we got the biggest loss we had of the entire weekend.
no.
I was like, I don't know whether to pull out this weed or push you through the fence, mate, but we just need to do. It's already 35 degrees and we've been guarding for 2 hours. We need to distance ourselves from each other. And I think that might be my coaching career done. Or just coach better people, better sons. So, yeah.
Don't coach your son, maybe.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
The Ash, Lutzi and Susie O'Neill podcast.